Konnichiwa minasan. Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Saral Japani YouTube channel, and this is the series called Japanese Lessons for Beginners. Today is lesson 88 of the series, in which we shall discuss about the ga particle. So our discussion will revolve around the usage of ga particle with verbs like arimas, imas, and then we shall discuss some more related to ga particle, that is darega, what is darega, and then some other combinations with dare, such as daremo, dareto, and daredemo. So let's begin today's lesson. Friends, it's not that today we are introducing the ga particle in this series. In fact, in lesson 63 we had a detailed discussion of the ga particle and its differences with the va particle, and we learned about their similarities and differences. So today we shall extend our knowledge of the ga particle, what we have learned from lesson 63, and will apply that in relation to some new contexts. So grammar is all about enabling a conversation, and the basic unit of a conversation is a sentence. So what is a sentence? A sentence is an organized group of words that makes some sense. That is, it gives a meaning. More than two words arranged in the correct order to convey an idea or a meaning is called a sentence. Every sentence has two parts, the subject and the predicate, as you know. So what is a subject? Subject is what or who is being talked about in a sentence. That means it's the main thing or person or a living or non-living thing about which or about whom the discussion is being done in this sentence. And what is a predicate? Whatever is said about the subject is called the predicate. That means everything besides the subject is the predicate of the sentence. And predicate is directly related to the verb and also some other aspects of the sentence, but it has a direct relation with the verb. That means the verb is the most important part of the predicate, because it talks about the action done by the subject or on the subject. Now, what is required for a conversation? We need grammar. We need intonation or inflection of voice. That means when do we need to raise our voice? When do we need to lower the voice? The ups and downs of the voice is called intonation. Then we have emphasis, and we have our body language, that is movements of our hand, eyes, head to convey something. So all these four components together constitute a conversation. So now if we talk about emphasis, because this is our topic of interest, because this is directly related to the ga particle. So if we talk about emphasis, then what we can say, let's take a very simple example. There is a very simple sentence: the book is on the table. So if I say like this, the book is on the table, so I am not emphasizing on any of these words. It's just a blatant general statement. The book is on the table. There is no intonation, there is no emphasis. But now we can say this same sentence in four different ways. The first one is, the book is on the table. So now if you see, I am giving emphasis on the word book. The book is on the table. That means the book is the most important thing in this sentence. Next, the book is on the table. So now I am emphasizing the word table. That means table is more important in this case, not the book. The book is on the table. So that means now neither the book nor the table are important, but the important information that is being conveyed is that it's over the table that the book is there and not under the table. So the position is now the main thing of this sentence. And finally, the book is on the table. That means we are declaring that yes, the book is there. So someone might have questioned that the book is not there. So to negate that thing, so we say that the book is on the table. So now The existence of the book on the table is the main takeaway. So in this way, we can emphasize a particular word to give different meanings to the sentence. So emphasizing different words makes the meaning different, even though grammatically it's the same sentence, the book is on the table. So in Japanese also same thing happens, but we will see how that thing is incorporated using the ga particle. In English and most other languages, each sentence has a subject and a predicate. In Japanese, there is a subject, a predicate, and a topic as well. And that makes it little complicated while using the wa and the ga particles. So one is for topic, one is for subject. So let's see. There is a very thin line between the subject and the topic. They may coincide as we had learned in lesson 63. However, they are totally different concepts. So although they may look similar in their usage, that both are followed, both follows the noun in some way, noun or the at times it may follow some adverbs as well, but generally nouns and pronouns. So in Japanese, the subject and the topic are used in different manner using different particles. We have so far been writing the wa particle after the topic. So what is a topic? So before going into subject and predicate, let's discuss about topic, which is the new thing in Japanese. The thing or person we talk about becomes the topic. So now you might think that this is also the definition of subject as we have just seen, but no, there is a difference. So we will see soon. The thing or person we talk about becomes the topic. Let's assume it for now. There is no direct relation of the topic with grammar. So now this is an added condition to the definition of the topic. It talks about this thing or the person we talk about in a sentence is the topic, but it cannot have a direct relation with grammar. Wa is a topic particle that follows the noun pronoun. Wa gives only information about the purpose. And what is a subject? The subject is that which has a direct grammatical relation with the verb. So now this is the main difference with topic. The topic will not have any direct relation with the verb, or that is with the grammar, but subject must have a direct grammatical relation with the verb, because the verb, that is the work that is done, is on the subject, is by the subject. Ga is the subject particle that represents the subject in the sentence and helps to provide new information about the subject. Now there it is possible that in a sentence the topic and subject are the same. In that case, it's okay to use va or ga as per the emphasis requirement, but both are grammatically correct. But if there are different topics and different subject, if there is a separate topic and a separate subject in a sentence, then the usage of va and ga should be dealt with very carefully. So if you remember, friends, in lesson 63 we had given an example, ashita wa ame ga furimasu. So here you can see this satisfies the definition of topic and subject. So ashita is here topic because it is tomorrow, that is we are talking about tomorrow. So this is the topic. And what is the subject? Ame, that is the rain, is the subject because rain is directly connected with the verb which is furimas, that is falling. So tomorrow rain, it will rain. So that is the meaning. But in Japanese we say ashita wa ame ga furimasu. Tomorrow rain may fall. So rain will fall or rainfall will occur. So ashita is the topic here. That's why it is followed by va particle. Ame is the subject here. That's why it is followed by ga particle. And furimas is the verb. So this example satisfies what we have described here. During a conversation, there doesn't seem to be much difference between wa and ga particles. So although we have seen the difference between the two grammatically, but during a conversation, both look very similar and it creates confusion, especially for a non-native Japanese speaker. In a sentence, the part that appears after wa particle and the part that appears before ga particle are the most important information in this sentence. Why so? Because the part after va particle talks about the topic and the part before ga particle is emphasized by the ga particle. That means this is obvious, right? So topic follows is followed by the va particle. So after va particle, whatever is there in this sentence, it is all about the topic. So that's why it is important. And the part before ga particle, since ga particle is used to emphasize something, so whatever is there before ga particle is being emphasized by the ga particle. So in that sense, that is important. So that's the meaning of this point. Now let's take an example. Onamae wa nan desu ka? As you all know, this is what is your name, or may I know your name please? Onamae wa nan desu ka? Watashi wa Tanaka desu. I am Tanaka. Watashi wa Tanaka desu. Now, if someone asks, Tanaka-san wa dare desu ka? That means, who is Mr. Tanaka here? So there is a crowd, there are many people maybe inside the room, and someone is asking, who is Tanaka-san here? Who is Mr. Tanaka here? So now Tanaka-san will give the same answer, but he will say, Watashi ga Tanaka desu. Watashi ga Tanaka desu. I am the one. So now what is the difference, friends, between these two? So both convey the same meaning. The first one is Watashi wa Tanaka desu, and the second one is Watashi ga Tanaka desu. Now, as you can feel, there is more emphasis on Watashi in the second case, because in the second case, the name is not important. The person who is asking, he already knows the name is Tanaka, but he wants to know who is Tanaka among those people. So the Mr. Tanaka, when he replies, he gives more emphasis on the word watashi. Watashi ga Tanaka desu. And in the previous one, the emphasis on Tanaka, because the name is being asked. The name is the new information that is being uh, asked for. So watashi wa Tanaka desu. And the second one is watashi ga Tanaka desu. So this is how the ga particle is used. So for the non-emphasis case, or the direct question, we have emphasis on Tanaka, and that's why wa particle, because the there is no emphasis for this watashi. But in the second case, emphasis on watashi, so it will be followed by ga particle. So next is Tanaka-san wa kutsu o kaimashita. Tanaka-san wa kutsu o kaimashita. So if you remember, kutsu means shoes and kaimas is the verb to purchase or to buy. That means Tanaka-san bought shoes. Mr. Tanaka bought shoes. So this is just a statement and some information is provided about what Mr. Tanaka has purchased. So purchased what? This is the statement or information. This is a very straight, simple sentence. So there is nothing special in it. It's just a statement. Tanaka-san wa kutsu o kaimashita. Now if we say Tanaka-san ga kutsu o kaimashita, then the emphasis on who purchased. Tanaka-san ga. So as we just said, that's whatever is before ga, that is being emphasized. So Tanaka-san ga kutsu o kaimashita. So now the importance is not on the shoes, but on the person who purchased those shoes. So in the first sentence, the emphasis was on the shoes, although its wa particle doesn't say so, but kutsu was the main point of discussion in the first example. But in the second one, since we have used ga particle after Tanaka-san, so Tanaka-san becomes more important here. So Tanaka-san ga kutsu o kaimashita. Next is hon wa doko desu ka? Where is the book? Hon wa tsukue no ue ni arimasu. So this is from our well-known previous lesson that the book is on the desk or the book is on the table. Hon wa tsukue no ue ni arimasu. Now we can also say this as tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. So just see the difference. The first one is the book is on the desk. This is a generic statement. And the second one is there is a book on the desk. So the meaning is now different. Tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. There is a book on the desk. So now the book is emphasized here. So on the desk there is probably nothing else. There is just the book, and so book becomes very important in this case. So tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. There is a book on the desk. And in the first sentence, the book is on the desk. This is a generic statement where the book and the desk both are equally emphasized. But in the second case, the book is more emphasized. Tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. There is a book on the desk. So this we learned from the last lesson. Noun wa place ni arimasu or noun wa place no x ni arimasu, where x is the position within the place. That is tsukue wa hon wa tsukue no ue ni arimasu. So today we learned place ni noun ga arimasu or place no x ni noun ga arimasu. So place no position ni noun ga arimasu. So if we say the sentence in the other way, where place ni noun is put first, then the noun will be followed by the ga particle. So this is same as tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. So this is basically the formula, you can say. So you must remember this, that if you begin the sentence with noun, then wa particle will be used, and if you begin the sentence with place or in the position, then noun will be followed by ga particle and not the wa particle, because now the place becomes the topic and noun becomes the subject separately. So let's look at some examples. Tsukue no ue ni nani ga arimasu ka? So now what does that mean? What is there on the book? So earlier we had seen tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu, but now it is formed into a question. Tsukue no ue ni nani ga arimasu ka? What is there on the desk? So friends, this symbol is used, this kanji is used for what, and the reading is nan or nani. So when nan will be used and when nani will be used, this we have discussed in detail in lesson 35. So please watch that lesson 35. And one more thing, in the description section of today's video, we shall provide you the links to lesson 35 and lesson 66, 63, which are related to today's lesson and may be viewed as prerequisites. So do watch those two lessons if you didn't do them yet. So what is there on the desk? Tsukue no ue ni nani ga arimasu ka? Tsukue no ue ni pen ga arimasu. So instead of hon, now it's pen. So tsukue no ue ni pen ga arimasu. Tsukue no ue ni nani ga arimasu ka? Tsukue no ue ni pen ga arimasu. There is a pen on the desk. So here again ga particle, because it is emphasizing the pen. Hon wa doko desu ka? Where is the book? Hon wa kaban no naka ni arimasu. So this is the general statement. And if we say kaban no naka ni nani ga arimasu ka? And what is there in the bag? And then we will say kaban no naka ni hon ga arimasu. There is a book in the bag. So the same thing, but the way of asking is different, and hence in this case ga will be used instead of wa. So if we say kaban no naka ni hon wa arimasu, that will be incorrect. So ga should be used. Grammatically it will be correct, but from the beautification of the language and the conversation, it's inappropriate. So we need to emphasize hon. So kaban no naka ni hon ga arimasu. So that will make the sentence sound beautiful. Heya ni Tanaka-san ga imasu. So now we are extending that to human beings. So instead of arimasu, it will be imasu. Heya ni Tanaka-san ga imasu. There is Mr. Tanaka in the room. So earlier we had studied Tanaka-san wa heya ni imasu. That means Mr. Tanaka is in the room. But now we are saying there is Mr. Tanaka in the room. So Tanaka-san is being emphasized here. Tanaka-san wa heya ni imasu. Mr. Tanaka is in the room. Tsukue no ue ni denwa ga arimasu. Again the same format. Here the telephone is being emphasized. So there is ga particle. There is a telephone on the desk. And if we say denwa wa tsukue no ue ni arimasu, then the telephone is on the desk. This is the normal case, and tsukue no ue ni denwa ga arimasu is a special case where the telephone is being emphasized. Heya ni dare ga imasu ka? Now this is the question about who is there in the room. Heya ni dare ga imasu ka? Tanaka-san to Honda-san ga imasu. So both Tanaka-san and Honda-san are present inside the room. So it's Mr. Tanaka and Mr. Honda. To particle we have done previously, which means and. Tanaka-san to Honda-san ga imasu. Heya no naka ni dare ga imasu ka? Again, who is there inside the room? So the difference here is that here we had written heya ni, and here we are writing heya no naka ni. So both have the same meaning. So although I have written in the room and inside the room, but it's the same meaning. So both are correct. So both may be written interchangeably. Heya ni and heya no naka ni both give the same meaning. Now dare mo imasen. This is another answer. So as you can see imasen. So imasen is the negative of imasu. So dare mo imasen means no one is there. So mo particle, as you know, mo particle is used for also or even or to. So if we negate that, then it becomes no one. So this is the logic to use dare mo imasen. So dare mo means also, and when we use the negative form of the word, this becomes no one. So dare mo imasen. No one is there. Who is there inside the room? No one is there. Heya no naka ni dare ga imasu ka? Dare mo imasen. Dare ga ikimasu ka? That means who is going or who will go. Sensei ga ikimasu. The teacher will go. So if the question contains ga, the answer will also contain ga. So to emphasize the teacher. So who is going? That is more important. So the teacher will go. Sensei ga arimasu. Sensei ga ikimasu. Dare ga ikimasu ka? Sensei ga ikimasu. So now we have seen dare ga means who. Daremo means no one. And we have two more, which are dareto means with whom, that is who else, with whom, and dare demo. Dare demo means anyone. So daremo is no one. Dare demo is the opposite of that, that is anyone. So now let's look at some examples. Darega we have already done. Darega we just saw, it's the generic one. And the second one is daremo. Although we have seen one example, let's look at another good example. So, kono mondai no kotae wa daremo shirimasen. Friends, it may look little difficult at this stage, but it's a very, very good example. If you read it part by part, it will be very easy. Kono mondai. Mondai means question, and kono means this. So this question, kono mondai no kotae. Kotae means answer. So the answer of this question or this question's answer wa daremo shirimasen. Daremo means anyone, and when it is being negated it becomes no one. So daremo shirimasen means no one knows. Shirimas means knows. To know. Shirimas verb means to know, and shirimasen is the negative of that, that means doesn't know. So daremo shirimasen means does not know. So kono mondai no kotae wa daremo shirimasen means No one knows the answer to this question. Mondai is question, kotae is answer. So this is how we use daremo. Daremo shirimasen, daremo imas, daremo arimas. So it can be any verb, but in the negative form. Next is dareto. Dareto means with whom. So although to particle is used for and, but when it is used with dare, it becomes with whom or with who you are doing something or going somewhere. So let's look at one example. Dare to issho ni ikitai desu ka? That means who would you like to go to the doctor with, or who are you? Ikitai means the this is again ikimas, the form of ikimas, but when we use this tai format, it means your willingness, with whom you would like to go. So if we write dare to issho ni ikimasu ka, then it will be with whom are you going. Now since we have used ikitai, that means with whom would you like to go. So this is the difference between ikimas and ikitai. Ikimas is the generic form, ikitai is your willingness to do that particular verb. So dare to issho ni ikitai desu ka? That means who would you like to go to the doctor with? The answer is sensei to issho ni ikimasu. That means I am going to the doctor with my teacher. So now here we have not written ikitai. So that's why there is no, otherwise if it had been ikitai des, then we would have written I am willing to go to the doctor with my teacher, or I would like to go to the doctor with my teacher. But since the answer is in ikimas, so it will be straightforward. I am going to the doctor with my teacher. Dare to issho ni ikitai desu ka? Sensei to issho ni ikimasu. So this is dare to. And then we have dare demo, which means anyone. So the same question, dare to issho ni ikitai desu ka? Who would you like to go to the doctor with? Dare demo ii desu. Dare demo ii desu means anyone is fine. So dare demo means anyone. E means fine. So I am okay to go with anyone. Whoever would like to accompany me, please. And E, there is another word daijobu, which we have seen recently. Daijobu means fine. So this is the kanji for daijobu. This is the hiragana. Dare demo daijobu desu. Anyone is fine. So you can use both. You can use either E or daijobu. So in this way, dare demo. So we have learned darega, daremo. Then we have seen dareto and then dare demo. So friends, that's all for today. Lots of information have been provided surrounding the ga particle and dare. So please revise this. Please watch the videos, and as advised, also watch the videos of lesson 35, where we have discussed about the difference between nan and nani, and lesson 63 here, the ga particle. So that will create the basis of today's lesson 88, where we discussed darega, daremo and dare demo, and also dareto. So thanks for watching this video. Till we meet again. Arigato gozaimasu. Matai masho.